Hello everyone, Brian Richards here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to teach you probably one of the most fun tricks that I have ever taught on this channel. I love actually doing this trick for laymen and even magicians because it's got such a fun premise. I love it. So if you have a regular deck of cards, you're going to want to get it out right now, and let's get right into today's tutorial. The idea of this trick is you're going to have a card selected, and whichever card is selected is going to be our criminal. It happens to be, in this case, the Seven of Hearts. Now, I don't know what the Seven of Hearts did wrong, but clearly the Seven of Hearts committed a crime. And like most criminals, the Seven of Hearts is going to want to go into hiding. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go like this, and I'm going to make a little pile, and I invite my volunteer just to say stop whenever they want. Let's just say they say stop right here. We put their card, in this case the criminal goes right there. We lose them into the deck, and now, like most criminals, he's in hiding. Now we have to find the detectives. In this case, let's see here. Hold on, I'm going to go through. Hold on, they're around here somewhere. They are the Black Aces. There's one, and let's see, where's the other one? Where's the other one? Oh, there he is right there. Now these two ace detectives are going to help us try to find the criminal, okay? Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to spread out the cards like so. And one of the ace detectives is going to go right down here near the top. And one is going to go right about here, close to the bottom. Now, like most investigations, at first when they start off, there are so many suspects, and it's hard to figure out who committed the crime. And so the trick to being a really good investigator and a detective is to narrow down your suspects. So I invite a volunteer to cut the deck and to complete the cut, and let's see what happened. Check it out, look. Oh, it looks like they're narrowing down their suspects. Look at that. We can get rid of these cards and these cards. Now we're down to, it looks like just a small section of cards. Looks like maybe there's about 7 suspects. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the down, under thing. I learned this in Australia. Okay. Down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. Okay. Looks like they've narrowed down their suspects to 3. We're going to do it again. Down, under, and down. Ooh. Looks like they finally narrowed it down to only 1 suspect and 1 only. And my friends, it is indeed the chosen card, the criminal, because they always find their man. Is that a cool trick or what? And like I said, I love the premise of this trick. It's super fun. And so we're going to get right now into the explanation of this trick. This trick uses what's called the key card principle. It's been a principle that's been around a long time. It's where you use the bottom card to help find the chosen card. And I know in other routines I've used that principle, I believe. And so basically, we'll go back to the close-up camera, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to look at and memorize the bottom card. In this case, it is the 9 of diamonds. If the deck is shuffled, all you got to do is just peek at and memorize the bottom card. So we'll just change it up. Instead of it being the 9 of diamonds, let's just say it's shuffled. I now know it's the 2 of hearts. And what I did right there is I did what's called a peek. You can actually peek at the deck without looking like you're looking at the deck of cards. And one of the best ways to do it is if it's shuffled, you just do this little turnaround move. And by doing that, you are able just to peek at really quickly the top left corner. You'd be amazed. Just give it a little turnaround like this, and instantly you know what that bottom card is, in this case the 9 of diamonds. Now, whatever the card is on the bottom, you just want to make sure you remember exactly what it is. Don't just remember it as a red 9, because obviously there are lots of, there's 2 red 9s. You got to remember whether it's a heart or a diamond or a club or a spade, okay? So in this case, it's the 9 of diamonds. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow a card to be selected, and we'll just say it's this one. It's a free choice. In this case, it's the 7 of clubs. Kind of weird that we're sticking with 7s. That's just a pure coincidence. So again, that's going to be the criminal. and you say, now you explain that the criminal has done some crime, we're not sure what, and like most criminals, the criminal wants to go into hiding. And so what I do is I like to take like a small stack of cards off the top, and I begin to form a pile. And I just invite my spectator to say stop whenever they want. This is a great way that you can do the key card. There's lots of ways you can do it, but let's just say they say stop right here. You have them place their card on top of the pile you just made on the table, and then you put this stack on top, and by doing that, you're putting the bottom card that you memorized on top of their card. So you don't know what their card is, but you know it's going to be right next to your key card. In this case, the 9 of diamonds. The 9 of diamonds is going to be sitting right on top of the chosen card. Now, all I have to do is I have to spread through, and what I'm going to do is as I'm going through, I'm looking for my bottom card, my key card, okay? And when I get to my key card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the deck there, and I'm going to make it so that the card that is in front of it, which is actually the chosen card, goes to the top of the deck. So basically, if I'm doing it this way, I'm normally doing it this way so the audience can't see. I'm just holding it down so you can see. But when I get to my key card, I'm going to take all the cards up to the key card, and I'm going to bring them to the top. And by doing so, what I've done is I've actually brought their chosen card really to the top of the actual deck. So in other words, by me going through and I see the 9 of diamonds there, my key card, I'm actually going to bring that to the top if it's face up. But by me turning the deck around, it means actually their chosen card is now going to be on top of the deck if it's face down. Okay? Really, I'm just splitting it right there. Now, obviously, if you just do that, it's going to be kind of strange and suspicious that you did that. So what I do is I do that in the premise of me looking for the 2 detectives. Okay, so what I might do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to breeze along through, and I'm going to look for my key card, and I'm going to look for the card next to it. And the reason I do that first is because I want to make sure it's not one of the aces. So if I see the 9 of diamonds, I see their card, I'm going to cut their card to the top, as I am now looking for the 2 black aces. Now, if it happens to be an ace, then you can pick 2 red aces, or you can pick two other like another pair. It doesn't really matter. Now, I see that they didn't choose one of the black aces, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, and I'm going to pull out the 2 black aces. And in the process of doing that, obviously, what I've done is I've cut the deck so that ultimately their card is on top of the deck. Okay, so that's kind of how you ultimately get their card back to the top. You're actually looking for the detectives. All right, now once you've done this, you're going to spread the cards, and remember their cards on top. And all you're going to do is you're going to take one of your ace detectives, and you're going to put it 5 cards down from the top. So I just look for I spread these so that there's 4, and I stick it basically underneath those 4 cards face up. And then this one's got to be actually 4 from the bottom. So I'd look for 3 cards, and I put it just above the bottom 3 cards there. And then I show and I say, listen, like most detectives, they have so many suspects, and they have to narrow down their suspects. You gather the cards, and you invite a volunteer to cut the deck and complete the cut. And here's what's really cool. When you spread the cards again, because of the cut, it's now going to narrow down their suspects. There's only going to be 7 cards that will be ultimately between the 2 aces. And what you do is you get rid of the cards below, and you get rid of the cards above. You just put these cards aside. And at this point, all you're going to do is you're going to do the down and under bit. So you're going to put the first ace down, then you're going to go under, and then down, and then under, and then down, under, down, under, and then down. And when you get both aces, you're going to get rid of the rest of these cards. And now you say, look, they've narrowed down their suspects now to only 3. We're going to do it again. Down, under, down, under, down. Ooh, looks like they may have finally found their man. And oh, lo and behold, they have. They get them every time. my friends, crime doesn't pay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that trick. Pretty cool, right? Pretty amazing. Have some fun with that. Go entertain your friends, your family, your enemies, I guess. Dog, I don't know, but have fun with that. It's super cool, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel over there. Make sure you click a video or two so you can continue to learn some more amazing magic tricks. Most of them, if not almost all of them, are totally self-working, so you'll look like a pro the second you perform it, my friends. You really will. So have some fun, and I will see you next time. And don't forget, crime doesn't pay.